What's up everyone, King Crab's back again today, and we are about to start our National Dex Monotype climb, starting with the Grass type. So before we jump into it, I want to make a few things known. First of all, that I'm not the best at National Dex Monotypes, definitely not as good as Generation 8 Monotypes, so I am still learning here, so forgive me for any mistakes I make or any bad teams I build. This is still a learning experience for me too. And secondly, because the National Dex is a much quieter ladder, I probably will have shorter videos or have longer time to get them out because it's harder to find games, and the games in general might be of a slightly lower ELO because I don't have the time to be laddering all these accounts to top 500 like I did in Gen 8. So with that, let's jump right into the team. So first up, we have Rillaboom, and it's going to be a Swords Dance Rillaboom. I chose this over Band because I like the power Swords Dance offers after a turn. A lot of times Pokemon won't stay in against Rillaboom expecting it to be banned, and possibly be going into a Pokemon who can check the grass type, and after a Swords Dance then things like knockoff or high horsepower start to hurt a lot, especially steel Pokemon, which my team can struggle with. Stat wise, we're going for max attack, max HP, adamant nature. I decided not to invest in speed because I think Grassy Glide offers me the speed I need. Also, I have a few speedy Pokemon on the team already, and we'll get into that in a while. So I think max attack, adamant, and the max HP is nice with Grassy Surge. Of course, Grassy Surge is also really good for team support. It's going to boost the stab of all my Pokemon's grass moves, as well as offering a passive heal, which is particularly good for things like Ferrothorn, for example. So next up we have Mega Venusaur. Venusaur is going to be my Mega slot because with Thick Fat, it can tank fire and ice moves nicely, which is really good. I experimented with a special attacking Venusaur, but I found that I just lacked special defensive walls on the team, and I thought Venusaur hit that spot quite nicely. So Venusaur can easily eat up a lot of fire moves, a lot of ice moves, which of course is very good. Unfortunately, we do have to Mega Evolve before that's possible, so that's something important to note, that I'm going to try Mega Evolve as early as possible against those matchups. Moveset wise, we have Leech-Seed, which is good team support, as well as Longevity for Venusaur. We have Synthesis for the exact same for Longevity for Venusaur. Sludge Bomb is quite a nice stab, it hits fairy types super effectively. As well as that, it can spread poison with 30% chance, which is very good. And finally, Earth Power. And Earth Power is very good against fire types and steel types, which of course give my team trouble, as well as rock types actually, but I won't really be struggling with those too much outside of maybe like Stack Attacker or something, in which case Earth Power is quite nice because of course Sludge Bomb can't hit them. We have Chlorophyll as our ability before we Mega Evolve, which is super important against the Sun matchups, so the odd time maybe I have a Pokemon low, like Victini for example, Venusaur can come in and click Sludge Bomb and outspeed thanks to Chlorophyll and grab a KO. Next up we have Breloom, and Breloom is going to be a Focus Sash Breloom. I experimented with Life Orb for that immediate bit of power, though I really do think that it was struggling a lot to stay alive. So we went for Focus Sash. With Focus Sash we can easily get a Spore off in the early game, which allows me to Swords Dance, and stat wise we're max attack adamant, so after a Swords Dance this thing is going to hit super hard. Ability wise we have Technician, which is going to boost our Rock Tomb to 90 base, which is fantastic. It also guarantees lowers my opponent's speed, which can generally allow my Breloom to outspeed a Pokemon after a Rock Tomb. Especially after a Spore, it can be quite nice. So Rock Tomb is also really good because Rock pairs naturally nicely with the Grass type. It hits Ice super effectively, Flying, Bug, Fire, all types that of course Grass does not want to be dealing with, so it is a really good move. And finally we have Mach Punch, and Mach Punch looks weak, it's only 40 base, but thanks to Technician it's 60 base and then boosted to 90 I believe from Stab, so that's going to be really strong. Breloom is especially going to be good against steel types, against normal types, against dark types, all of which I think are pretty strong in the NatDex, so I'm looking forward to hopefully putting in work with Breloom. Next up we have Serperior, and Serperior is going to be, I was going to make him a Choice Scarf, but I decided I like Sub Glare more, so it's decent speed tiering, not amazing, however thanks to its contrary it is actually boosted speed by Sticky Web, which is really good for me. So we can boost speed with Sticky Web or potentially get a +1 special attack with things like Mystical Fire, but where I feel Contrary really shines is with Leaf Storm. So Leaf Storm usually lowers my attack by lowers my special attack by 2 stages, but thanks to Contrary it's going to increase it by 2 stages, which makes this thing really strong after 1 or 2 Leaf Storms. So 249 attack is not amazing, but after a Leaf Storm that's doubled, after another one it's doubled again and again, and of course it is also boosted by Rillaboom's Grassy Surge. So with Leftovers and Grassy Surge Recovery, it can get quite a lot of healing and do some serious damage, especially behind a substitute. It can eat a lot of status effects like a Toxic or maybe a Paralysis behind the sub, which all of Pokemon would want to go for, expecting me to be Choice Scarfed. Glare in general is great for spreading Paralysis. It can also paralyze ground types. Not that there's a huge advantage on the grass type because we can usually take care of them with Leaf Storm anyway. However, Glare is also 100% accurate as opposed to T-Wave's 90, which is really good. And finally we have Hidden Power Rock. I was considering going for Hidden Power Fire for Steel types, but then I realized Rock is again really good paired with the grass matchup, like Breloom here at Rock Tomb. It can take care of Fire types easily, Bug types, Flying types, Ice types, all of which are going to give me trouble. Next up we have Ferrothorn, and Ferrothorn is going to be a hazard stacking Pokemon. It's going to run min speed with a minus speed nature and plus defense just to get Gyro Ball as much damage as possible, which is quite nice against a lot of matchups. Gyro Ball, even with little investment, is going to hit pretty strong. We have Protect for scouting, of course, my opponent's intentions. In case they're choice locked, we can swap into an appropriate Pokemon, maybe Venusaur for example, if they're running a fire move. And of course then we have Stealth Rock and Spikes, which are going to be good for really putting pressure on my opponent. It's going to reduce their likelihood they can swap out, which is going to pair nicely with things like Rillaboom and Breloom, because their priority is going to appreciate the hazard stacking chip. Of course we have Leftovers, again pairs nicely with Rillaboom's Grassy Surge. This thing can get 12% a turn, and with Protect we can potentially get 24% HP back, which is a lot and going to be very hard for physical tanks to take down. Last but not least we have Roserade, and Roserade is going to be my kind of my special wall breaker. This thing is going to be really strong. With choice specs it hits a bit shy of 600 special attack, which is quite nice, and thanks to Technician our Hidden Power Fire is boosted to 90 base, which means it can tear through things like Corviknight, Ferrothorn, a lot of ice types in the tier, which of course are going to give us trouble. We also have Sludge Bomb, which is just generally a nice stab move, and again has a 30% chance to poison, which can be good for chip in the long run, especially with things like Ferrothorn, who can stall that with Protect and Leftover Recovery. We have Leaf Storm, which is going to be an insanely good wall breaker. Unfortunately, unlike Superior, this will lower my special attack, so it's kind of a one and done thing. Once I click Leaf Storm, I'm probably going to have to swap out. But boosted with Grassy Surge, Leaf Storm is going to be crazy strong because it is stab, coming off almost 600 special attack. It's going to wipe out basically anything that doesn't resist or isn't called Chansey. And finally we have Extrasensory, which is good for the poison types in the tier, especially things like Toxapex, which can give my team quite a lot of trouble, so hopefully it puts in work. So with that we're going to jump into some games, and first up I'm going to have to ask, what's your favourite grass type Pokemon? It's a tough choice for me. I like a lot of grass Pokemon, but I think overall I have to give it to Lilligant. It's a Pokemon I unexpectedly used in my first Black and White playthrough, and it was a really hard carry to the team, so I just really grew a soft spot for it. And with that, let's jump right into the games. We'll be right back. So in this game we are against Mono Steel, which is going to be a challenge, though Breloom is fantastic, especially because they don't have any fighting immunities. I mean, Corviknight's going to be a huge trouble for my team, as well as Scizor. But here we do really enjoy things like Venusaur, especially to Mega Evolve it early against the Heatran, so we have a potential swap in, and if they stay weak, Earth Power them in KO, which is so good for us. Even if they do run Eruption, that's completely fine. Okay, we don't actually KO, that's not as strong as I expected. Inferno Overdrive shouldn't KO. Whoa, that crit hurt. Okay, we're obviously going to fence this up here. I think they're going to try Swords Dance, so what I'm going to do is Leech Seed them into my Ferrothorn. And that kind of just maximizes the chip I get on them. Naturally, they go back into Heatran. My Venusaur should live now. Magma Storm is doing nothing. We'll Synthesis up. Actually, is the play to Earth Power? I'm going to Synthesis once, as I expected Corviknight to come out. They might Brave Bird, so we're going to go into Pharaoh here. Unfortunately, I don't have Leech Seed. We do have Spikes though, and Spikes will start putting pressure on the Heatran and the Scizor, which is very good. Oh, I'm trapped. I should have seen that come in. Even so, 1 layers of Spike is pretty good here. Now the question is, does my Breloom KO? Probably not. If I was to guess, Magnezone. Okay, choice specs. Mach Punch does not KO. Though I should outspeed, and I can actually just grab a Spore here. A Spore into Swords Dance is really good against their team. Does it kill Melmetal? Melmetal. Let's call it Assault Vest. +2 Mach Punch does not KO, unfortunately. I think I still have to go for it to get as much chip as possible. Obviously, Double Iron Bash KOs me. But now the question is, can Serperior start to go for a sweep? I don't think Leaf Storm... Actually, maybe it KOs. It's on 13%. Assuming this isn't Assault Vest, I believe Leaf Storm KOs here. Nice. Now, of course, they can easily take in Corviknight, but I can glare that for free, which is pretty good for me. Especially because I can now... I'll try go for a sub. As they defog. That's okay with me. We'll get a bit more special attack before we need to attack. Scizor comes out naturally. We'll glare here. We get the full power, which is super nice. I think Hidden Power is stronger, as Leaf Storm is 1/4 by effective. I kind of want to go for Leaf Storm again, just to get that bit more special attack to possibly win a KO Corviknight. This is really good for me. Of course, Durant can come in first impression, which I'm almost certain is what it wants to go for. So here, I think I go into Venusaur. As the X Scissor, ooh, that was very strong. It's not completely over for me. That did so much damage. Wow. Okay. The question is, do I keep my Venusaur alive? I believe it was slower. Was it faster? It is faster than the Heatran, so I guess I can keep it alive and potentially Synthesis up on the Heatran, so I'm going to sack my Rillaboom here. And the reason for that is, I believe at this percentage, Serperior should KO, especially because I have the boost from, at least one is 25 to 29, and I have the boost from Grassy Terrain, so this definitely KOs, assuming it connects. Nice. Their Corviknight is definitely strong against me. Heatran comes in, we'll Hidden Power Rock again. Nab the KO there. And in this position, I believe Specs, Roserade, Hidden Power Fire is quite strong. I'll try sub. Yes, they're still asleep. This is great for me. Leaf Storm in Grassy Surge is so good. And with that, we're going to pause and be right back. So we have a game against Mono Fire. This is going to go pretty bad for me. I think... Ooh, I don't even know if I want to Mega Evolve my Venusaur right away. Or should I keep it healthy for Chlorophyll? I think we're going to open up Breloom. Actually, they don't have Sun. Well, they do. They have Charizard. And we're going to try a Spore something early, if possible. Please outspeed. Nice. So here I believe Rock Tomb does some damage. Oh, it lives. And, of course, they broke free. That was not as strong as I was hoping it to be. Part of me wants to get cheeky and go for Swords Dance here, but I think it's a bad play. And they woke up twice. Ah. That's really, really, really bad for me. Serperior can definitely do some work, though I'm expecting one of them to probably be Choice Scarfed. I don't even think Hidden Power Rock KOs here. Let's check. Because that was a bulky Heatran. A bulky Rotom. Rotom Heat. So Lee Storm did 18, so that's probably especially defensive Rotom. And Hidden Power Rock at +2. 44. 44 to 54. Not good at all. He's probably going to overheat, so I'll try Sub. Oh, was they toxic? Interesting. This does put me in a slightly good position. Discharge should not break my thing at all. And in this position, Hidden Power Rock should pick up a KO. Now, I'm expecting them to run a Focus Sash user, probably Infernape. And that thing's going to give me trouble. They're taking Volcanion. I'm going to risk going for a Lee Storm here. Just because I want the extra special attack boost. And in this position, Hidden Power Fire is looking very scary. Infernape. At +6. Yeah, Lee Storm is the play as expected. Hidden Power Fire KOs here. The only thing I'm scared of if this is potentially a Focus Sash Infernape. If it's Choice Scarf Victini. Okay, I have Lee Storm here again. It is Choice Scarf Infernape actually. Which gives me hope that the Victini isn't Choice Scarf. If it was, the play would be to sub in front of the V-Create. Oh, actually, it's probably Z-Celebrate, isn't it? Well, I'll take that too. And I believe Hidden Power Rock should KO Volcarona. Serperior really pulling through in this game. The fact Rotom didn't run Overheat was very good for me. And with that, we're going to pause and be right back. So we have a game here against Mono Dark. Houndoom is looking pretty threatening. I'm guessing it could be their Mega, although Sharpedo could be too. My Grassy Glide is very good, assuming I can take care of Hydreigon, Bisharp, and Houndoom. Which is possible. I think here we're going to Mega Evolve my Venusaur turn 1 as usual. Just so we have a Fire and Ice swap in. They fake out. That was strong. Let's go Pharaoh. They don't seem to have an apparent defogger, which means my Spikes and Stealth Rock are really good in this matchup, unless Hydreigon runs it. And of course Hydreigon is a huge threat to my team. I forgot to mention actually, Breloom is really good this game. Yes, that's right. Eat a ton of chip. We're just going to go for Stealth Rocks here, as it does put a lot of pressure on my opponent. Well, Breloom is looking fantastic here, actually. Ideally, I want Weavile gone, just in case it does run Ice Shard. And they missed the triple axle, that's very unfortunate for them. But hey, I'll capitalize on this by stacking Spikes. Every bit of chip, every Focus Sash I can break here is completely worth it. I don't know why they Psycho Cut there. It's practically doing negative damage. I mean, their crits are slowly chipping me. But hey, if you want to give me your Weavile, I will gladly take it. Nice. Hydreigon comes in, probably going to click Fire Blast. We're just going to take Gyro Ball here in case they are sub-nasty plot. I don't think I value Ferrothorn enough to keep it alive in this position. Okay, now what do I do? I'll take Usurp and just Glare here. Again, I do not want this thing getting any chance to set up in my face. Even if it meant sacking Serperior, I really do think that Breloom just wins the endgame here. Okay. I don't think Breloom wins just yet. Let me see. Mach Punch. That's against... There's no way he has HP investment. That's max special attack. 72 to 85. Oh, I don't like those odds at all. So what I'm going to do is take in my Roserade here. Click Sludge Bomb, which I believe KOs. If not, it absolutely puts it in Mach Punch range. Nice. Of course Bishop can come in for free here, but I get in Rillaboom. In fact, I sack Rillaboom. Oh, they go into their Houndoom. Okay. I guess I just sack my Roserade here. Bisharp might be the play, but again, I can always sack Rillaboom into Mach Punch and Breloom should win the game. Sharpedo comes in. Again, I'm just gonna Sludge Bomb here until you kill me. Nice. They're Speed Boost, which means they're not even Rough Skin. Maybe they Aqua Jet to chip me here, which is probably a good play. Nope, we just take care of them. Do I kill Crocodile? I think after the hazards, yes I do. If not, Rillaboom and Venusaur should be able to take care of Bisharp. This should do 70%. I would like to think. Breloom at least has that going. Nice. And I don't see a way Bisharp can survive because Sucker Punch won't KO. Even if it did, it will put me into Sash range. So that should be game. GG. I'm not going to say GG early, but I'm ready to say it. I don't see a position where Bishop can win here. So, that is game. And with that, we're going to pause and be right back. We have another game against Mono Water, which is quite a popular type on the ladder. Makes sense, it's a very good type. Though this one is definitely going to be a bit harder. This could be Sapsip or Azumarill. Pelipper is neutral, and so is Kingdra, so I definitely have to play around this a bit more carefully than originally I would have to than just clicking Grassy Glide. So I think I'm going to open up a Breloom here. As expected, they opened up with Pelipper, and I'm going to go for a Spore. Oh, are they Choice Scarf, or are they just max speed? Either way, they don't confuse me, thankfully, and hopefully 2 Rock Tombs should KO. The first Rock Tomb will lower its speed, which means I should outspeed it the second time, assuming they're not Scarfed. They go into Azumarill. Interesting. The fact they didn't get leftovers to me screams that I am not Whirlpool, Sapsipper, that they're actually huge power. I think, honestly, Breloom's done its job, yes, as expected. So what I'm going to do is take in Roserade here and just click Sludge Bomb. Now, unfortunately, Kingdra is a huge threat to me. The fact Pelipper is asleep is good. It's the next biggest threat to my team, easily. We'll Sludge Bomb here. And now we get to scout the fact, yes, it is in fact Scarf. Which is great, the reign's over. I can potentially outspeed Kingdra now with my Superior, or even potentially Roserade, depending. Kabutops comes in. I'm going to go to Venusaur. I think it doesn't have too much of a role here. I didn't want to swap part into Rillaboom or Superior as I expected maybe an X-Scissors to come out, but a Leech Seed came out, or Leech Life. And we're going to go ahead and seed this and just synth up here. And let's go for an Earth Power on what might be Kingdra coming in. So in this position, all I need to do, I believe, is kill Kingdra, maybe set down some rocks, and then to break Sashes potentially, and then Rillaboom wins with Grassy Glide. I'm not going to sleep on Lapras. Lapras could be a threat, but it should die too. Between Superior and Rillaboom, it should die, especially with Grassy Terrain boosted Leaf Storm. Of course, I could still miss. My opponent ends up leaving, and I'm going to pause there until we get a conclusion. So we have a game here against Mono Flying, and I know for certain this is going to be Mega Pidgeot, which is going to be a huge threat to my team. Z Conversion Porygon is also going to be scary, so I think what I'm going to do is open up with my Breloom here. I think I just value a Spore, to be honest. This being asleep is super good for me. Please don't get Confusion full hit. Okay, nice. We got the Spore off, which means we can Rock Tomb here. Now the question is, do I value Breloom much in the late game? That did a lot of damage. Wow. They go into Beware. Good play. I think I value Breloom to Mach Punch a bunch later in the game. So what I'm going to do here is, I think I am going to... I'm going to take in my Superior. Oh, is that Bandit? That did so much damage. Okay, I'm going to go into Ferrothorn here and get up my Stealth Rocks. This puts pressure on Pidgeot, though they're probably Rapid Spin Komala. Losing my Superior is quite bad, though I think Rillaboom is very good in the endgame, especially if I can get a few Swords Dances off. They go into Chansey. Presumably wanting to get their own Stealth Rocks down, so I'm going to go into Breloom here. And just Mach Punch this. Get some damage off. That was not too bad. Because in this position, I believe I can take in Rillaboom. And click Swords Dance. And that really puts pressure on my opponent. Of course, Choice Band Beware is kind of scary. I think Rillaboom should survive one. Is this toxic, I wonder? It might be toxic. They Soft Boil, so we're going to knock here. I don't think I need to collect this. Knock into Grassy Glide, I believe, kills. They are indeed toxic. But Grassy Glide gets a couple of KOs here, which is really good for me. Of course, Beware is still a threat. They can take in Komala. Trying to Rapid Spin away. I'm just going to Grassy Glide again. I don't know if this KOs. I'm guessing it does. I don't think Komala is too bulky, which means the rocks are there to stay, and Pidgeot now loses to Stealth Rocks. So, nice. We managed to win that game. And with that, we're going to pause and be right back. So, we have another game against Mono Normal. They don't seem to have Mega Pidgeot, but they do have Staraptor, which is going to be a threat. And Lopunny, honestly, could be a threat too. Ditto, This team looks quite scary. I do think Rillaboom's quite good here. Superior I have to be careful with because of Ditto. I'm going to open Ferrothorn. They open up with Porygon Z. I'm going to go straight for a Gyro Ball and just try to do some damage, as I know this is going to be Z Conversion. And I think what I want to do is put it in range of Rillaboom's Grassy Glide. That did decent damage. Now the question is, who do we sack? And I guess Roserade is the sack. Now the question is, does my Rillaboom KO Porygon Z? We're just going to make a Choice Specs, for example, and hit +1 here. Grassy Glide does 45 to 54. Not great odds, all things considered. So what I'm going to do is go into Breloom here and Spore them. This is not ideal for me, as obviously I wanted my Breloom to be healthy in the endgame, just click Mach Punch against things. Nice. Stay asleep. Breloom, you have been nothing but a disappointment this entire game. This entire live. Though in this position I do outspeed with Superior. However, I do not want to bait in the Ditto, so I'm going to go into Rillaboom here. Quick Glassy Glide, which picks up a KO. I've had no let my sleep last longer than one turn. Lopunny comes in. Ooh, I guess I go Ferrothorn, though I'm obviously going to die to a close combat. I'll Gyro Ball here. Actually, it's not going to do much at all. I think I just have to chip damage it so Rillaboom can KO again. So I'm going to get my rocks down here. It's power up punch. That is not good for me. Is it triple axle, I wonder? Maybe they'll get greedy and power up punch again. Which is okay for me. It lets me get some chip with... Wow, that did a lot more than just some chip. So I think what I should do here, actually, is save my Ferrothorn, because Ferrothorn's pretty good in the Staraptor. So I'll protect here, get my leftovers and Grassy Glide recovery, as they are Drain Punch. Not good. We'll sack my Venusaur. Maybe I'll survive, but they probably click return here. Or maybe triple axle. Yeah, it's return, so I die. Which lets me get in Rillaboom here. And this should kill that bunny. Nice. If Ditto comes in, we go into Ferrothorn. If Staraptor comes in, we still go into Ferrothorn. I'm not sure what Tauros does. So I am slightly nervous of that. They knock us. They do some damage. It's okay. We can Gyro Ball here. Get a bit of chip on something coming in. I do think I value Ferrothorn being alive, especially if it's Choice Scarp Staraptor. Tauros comes in. That's some decent chip. I'm certain this is some weird Fire Blast Tauros. So I think... I think I sacked my Superior. It was the Earthquake, and that did nothing. So what I'm going to do here is actually... I'm going to try and sub up here. Just in case they swap out. They stay in. And they Body Slam. Okay, I'm going to have to Leaf Storm. I believe +2 from Ditto won't KO me. Which is good. Now Staraptor obviously is a threat. Ditto comes in and I'm going to glare this. I don't think +2 Leaf Storm KOs. That's super effective. Is that Hidden Power Fire? Ah, please Para. No, unfortunate. I mean, Rillaboom is still good here. In my opinion. So we're just gonna Grassy Glide here. Naturally, Staraptor comes in here. And we're gonna go into Ferrothorn. We might just live a Brave Bird, but it's gonna be close. No, we did not. Is that Reckless? Oh, I wonder does my Grassy Glide KO here. Nice. So we could potentially actually beat Blissey in the 1v1. It does probably run Soft Boil. So I think we SD here. They Toxic me. I'm gonna Grassy Glide into maybe Knockoff, as Grassy Glide KOs anyway. And with that, we're gonna pause and be right back. GG. So that is going to be it from the Grass type for today. I think I put in some decent work with Grass type. Unfortunately, a lot of the games were slightly lower on the ladder than I would have liked. As I stated earlier, it is hard for me to find games because the National Dex Monotype isn't as popular as Generation 8 at the moment. But even still, hopefully I showed off the Grass type well. I really enjoy playing this type. It's one of the types I was really looking forward to playing because I was looking forward to using Superior and Breloom again. Unfortunately, Breloom was really getting on my nerves the whole time. Spore was just having tons of first turn wakes, unfortunately. But other than that, I did enjoy the type, and hopefully you did too. So this is going to be the first of the National Dex climb. I will try to have one out every week, though they might take a bit longer given how long it takes to make them compared to Generation 8. And with that, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care everyone, and I'll catch you next time.